everyone, welcome to today's fun drawing adventure. We're going to be creating a super cool mountain scene with a glowing sunrise and some birds flying in the sky. It's going to be a breeze, and we'll be using some awesome brushes to bring our scene to life. Ready to get started? Let's go! For our canvas, we are going to be using the default screen size option right over here. Whatever way your iPad is facing, that is the way the canvas will go. So we're going to be in landscape mode or horizontal mode. So we can just click screen size, and we have our canvas ready. To start, let's grab our brush, which is monoline under calligraphy. The monoline pen is perfect for freehand when you want to draw freehand because it's super straight lines. So for our color, you can just go down here and just do black, pure black. Our opacity is at 100% and our size is at 10%. So you can just go over here on this left side of the canvas and just draw a line coming down, coming from the ground. And if you tap and hold, you get the perfect line. And you can go up here to edit line, and you can kind of just move it around. So let's be like this. Make it like that. Just tap anywhere to get out of it. So now we have some of our mountain. Now we're going to come down. So we're going to go like this. Tap 2 fingers on the screen if you want to get rid of it. And we can just come down. It's fine if it's super wobbly, because if you just tap and hold, you can bring it in. That looks good. Okay, edit line, and then bring this over here. That, tap anywhere to get out of it. It's fine if some of this is getting like cut off or it's like too big because we're going to edit it later. Okay, so now let's keep going over here. Just basically do the same thing. Come down. And then say edit line or line, whatever it says. And then we want to vary the size. So let's make this one a bit shorter. Just a little bit, like that. And then come down like that. Tap and hold. It may take some time for it to get to this part. You just gotta keep tapping and holding. There, that looks good. Okay. Now let's move our screen a bit over and do this one again. Just keep doing edit line. And then put it over here. And then connect it. Okay, perfect. So now you might see that you have some gaps over here, so you can just do like another short line. It's basically like part of the mountain, like this. It's fine. You don't have to use the edit line for this since it's not even... Oops. Like this. Perfect, that looks really good. Okay, so now we got our main shape for the mountain, so now we're going to add some snow. So we can keep our same brush and color. Let's make the brush a bit bigger. I think I want it to be a bit thicker, so let's do 15%. And you can just come in here and just make some wobbly like shapes. This is like the snow. I want to make sure it looks natural. Let's see, like this. Let's come over here. Go over here, and then go over here. And it's really helpful to move the screen around so you can really like get the right shape. Perfect, okay. So now let's color our mountain since we got all the lines in, so we can just stay on the same layer 1. And then now for our color, let's choose a light gray, like maybe like this, a bit lighter. Kind of just move it around. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use your pen or your finger, and you're going to drag this to this bottom part of the mountain. So if you let go, it fills it in. We can just keep doing that for all the mountains. Just like that. Perfect. So now that looks good. So now for our snow, let's do, like, we want to do it white, but then not so white that we can't see it. So let's maybe do like this. Let's see how it looks. I think that looks good. Just keep dragging it in. Just like that. Perfect. Okay, so we got our mountains in. Let's now add our sun. Okay, so we're going to tap the plus for a new layer. And then since we want our sun to be underneath the mountains, we're going to tap and hold this layer and drag, tap and hold. and drag it underneath this layer. So when we draw our line, it will go underneath it. So we're going to take black again. We're going to keep the monoline brush. We're going to keep it at 15%. And we're just going to draw a circle. It's fine if it's like this. Tap and hold. Oops, let's try that again. Sometimes it might do it wrong, so you just gotta, like that, perfect, okay. So if you go up here, it's gonna say something called eclipse. So if you tap on it, you have two options, eclipse and circle. So you're gonna tap circle, like that. And now we can kind of move this around. So you kind of want to be aligned with the mountains. That's a bit too big. Make sure it's in the middle. Perfect, and you can just tap anywhere to get out of it, like that. Okay, so now let's color our sun. So we'll stay on layer 2. And for our color, let's do like this bright yellow, nice and cheerful. Like that. It's a sunrise after all. And just drag it into that and it'll fill it automatically. This is looking really good, and this is without like all the depth and shadows. So now let's add the shadows for the mountain. So if we go to, let's start with the mountains and go on layer 1. And we're going to do a new layer. So we're going to tap the plus. And then now, so we make sure it's shadow and not the same color, we're going to change the mode. So we're going to click this N. And you have all these options. You can go on like screen, lighter color, overlay. So we're going to scroll up and go to multiply. So always remember multiply, it darkens. It's really good for adding shadows. We're going to tap that and then tap layer 3 and do clipping mask. So it only goes onto the mountains and not the sun or the white background. Okay. So if we tap and hold here on this gray, we'll get the color. See, it's now like this gray. It's perfect. But we don't want monoline brush anymore. So we're going to tap the brush icon and we're going to scroll down to materials right here. And we're going to choose the blackwood brush. This is really good for adding some like texture and also shadows. So you can just go along here. So let's see, my opacity is at 100% and my size is at 11%. So just go along here. And just kind of like go on the like bottom part of the mountain. Like you can lift up your pen and do it again to get it a bit darker. That looks good. So now it may look a little bit weird, like oh there's some bit of a like weird texture down here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna smudge it. So we want the smudge to be the same brush, so we're gonna tap it again, go to materials and get the blackwood brush. So we're gonna put the opacity at 100% and the size is at 11%. So just smudge that, come up over here, push this up a little bit, just like that, just to make some good texture. Just like that. You can even make over here it can be darker, and then as it comes up, the sun gives more light and it becomes lighter. Perfect, that looks really good. So I want to add some more texture just to give it a different kind of feel, so we're going to change it. So we're still under materials, but we're going to get tawny. And let's change it for the smudge to tawny and go back to the brush. And then just come down here to make some kind of like rock-like feel. Just smudge it. This is looking really good. Okay, this looks really good. Okay, so now I think we're done with the materials brushes, so we're going to go back to monoline. So let's go to monoline, same with the smudge, perfect. So we're going to tap and hold and get this kind of gray color, and then just come over here and just make lines. This is like the shadow of this mountain coming onto this mountain. Let's do it over here as well. You can just color everything in by hand. Over here too. What's so good about Procreate is you can just do whatever you want. It's so creative. And it's so easy to just erase and go back. It's really good. Okay, this is good. So now let's also go on the snow, because the snow is also important. So you can just grab that white and then just make it over here. We can make the brush a bit bigger so it's easier to color in. Like that. So the sun is coming onto this side of the mountain, so we're always going to do it on the left side like this. So that's where the sun is coming on the right side. So for this one we could actually go a different way. On the right side, because the light is coming over here now. It's a different direction. Perfect. So now we're done with the shadows and the mountains. So now you can just go to the layer menu and merge those two together. Now let's go to layer 2 and do the shadows for the sun. So we're going to tap the plus and do the same thing. Click the N, and go up to multiply, and then tap it and click clipping mask. So we're going to take this yellow, make the brush 100%, and just go along this bottom part, because the mountains are covering the sun. And if you tap this darker yellow, it will go even darker. And then if you click this one, it'll go even darker. I think this is good. Let's make this one go a bit higher. There, that looks really good. And the smudge, 100%, opacity at 100%. And then just blend all that together. So it looks really good. Perfect. There, that looks really good. So make sure the top of the sun, it's light, and then as it goes down, it becomes even darker because of the mountain. Perfect. Okay, so we can merge those two together. And now we are going to make the sky, the background. So you can tap the plus over here, and we're going to tap and hold and drag it underneath everything. For our color, we are going to choose, so let's see, for sunrise, the top of the sky is blue, and then it gets to like yellow, orange, red. So let's start with blue. We can tilt your canvas a bit and then just go up here. We only want a little bit of it, so I think that looks good. Let's get this very light yellow, just like that. So it's going to be a very colorful sky. That's a bit too brownish. That looks really good. Perfect, just like that. And then we're going to get this orange. Let's start with like a light orange. And then we're going to go like really dark. It almost becomes red. Just right there. And just come down over here. Okay, so these are all our colors in our sunrise. So now we just want to blend this. So we're going to go to the smudge, 100%, 100% for opacity. And then just do the same thing we did for the sun. Just go all this together. It may take some time for it to get all blended together. We can make the screen like this. Come down here. If a little bit of white starts coming, that's because we didn't color all of it. But I think the white gives a good feel, like it's kind of like a cloud almost in the sunrise. This is looking very beautiful. Just make these strokes with your pencil. You can even do like different ways, like the red is coming over here, and then some of the yellow is coming over here. Just give it like a more natural look. That looks really good. Okay, let's push some of that in. Perfect. Okay, so now for some finishing touches, we're gonna add some birds. So we can just go to layer 1 and just tap the plus above everything. And then for our color, we'll just do black, and then we'll stick with the monoline brush. For our size, let's do like 15%, and our opacity is at 100 because we don't want see-through birds. And we're just gonna make it a bit smaller actually. Just make some V-like shapes, like this. And remember, as it's all about perspective, so the closer the bird is, the bigger it'll seem. So we can make this one really big. Make this one, oh, that's a wonky wing. And then make this one smaller. It can be a family of birds. Let's add one more. And that looks good. Perfect. And there you have it, your very own mountain scene landscape with sunrise and some birds. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and make sure to like and subscribe for more videos. See you next time!